Anytime a black person says something about homosexuality, everybody wants to bring up slavery. First of all, black slavery, black civil rights has absolutely nothing to do with homosexuality. I wish people would get off of it. Those two topics have absolutely nothing to do with each other.
Now, you say that you cannot see the comparison between how blacks were treated in the past with how homosexuals are being treated today. Perhaps if you can't see the comparison between blacks and homosexuals of what's happening in our society today, you'll have a better understanding of how women were treated in the past with a comparison to that of homosexuality. At one point in time, women were considered a weaker vessel. They were considered not capable of being independent and doing the kind of things that they have the capacity to do. My friend Granchev, which is with me right now, is going to read a very, very strong verse for you. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 through 15. Go ahead, Brother Granchev.
It says, and I quote, "A woman should learn in quietness and full submission. I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silent. For Adam was formed first, then Eve. And Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became a sinner. But women will be saved through childbearing, if they continue in faith, love, and holiness with propriety." Now, it seems that, going by the Bible, you're coming up on YouTube and saying all this stuff seems to go against the Bible. You should learn in quietness and full submission. We are men, so you should cede to us and be quiet. That's what the Bible says. Now, I don't believe that at all, but going by the Bible, and you seem quite fond of utilizing the Bible to, quote-unquote, prove your assertions. Well, going by the Bible, it looks like, yeah, you are definitely the inferior gender.
When we watch this young lady's videos, we can see that she's very independent, very strong. Even whenever she's wrong, she will continue to push her views and ideas, but even the Bible itself does not agree with her. It does not support her and would prefer for her to be silent. But being that we're not Christians, we're not going to ask that you follow the Bible and continue to be the independent woman that you see yourself as.
I mean, before you say something, make sure you know what you're saying. And the whole thing about the Bible, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it says that homosexuality is wrong. So at the end, I win.
Now, basically, you state that because it says this in the Bible, that you will win. If the Bible says something and you agree with it, of course, this somehow is a victory for you. Well, if you don't mind, let's take a look at the book of Numbers, chapter 31, verse 17 through 18, a classic verse. Are you going to say that that's a win? Forced slavery, murder, rape? Because you couldn't possibly agree that women who just watched their families be butchered in front of them would want to have sex with the very men who did the crime. How do you feel about this, Granchev?
Yeah, what you just mentioned was vile, was reprehensible, and was misogynistic. And it seems that in any normal, sane, humane person's mind, that's the case. And I think that is a very positive thing. So, do you support these passages, or are you going to pick and choose? Are you going to say, well, that passage in the Bible, well, yeah, that's absolutely true, and that's right. But this one about taking the virgins and that kind of stuff, well, that's wrong. And if you're going to do that, by what standard do you do that? Is it based on hunch? Is it based on what you would personally prefer? What is it?
Yes, exactly. And I also want to remind you that there is nowhere in the Old Testament or New Testament, even with Jesus' teachings, where Jesus Christ did away with the concept of slavery. In fact, if you read the book of Ephesians, as well as quite a few other verses, Jesus actually informs Christians who are masters over slaves, as well as slaves that happen to be Christian in that time period, that they should worship and basically walk with their master and do all that he says.